Welcome to the Red Light Late Night Show with Kelli. It gets weird in here. All right. Keaton Stoneburner. Welcome to the show. Hi. Question for you. My first question is,
okay.
Is that your real name?
Yes, correct. It is.
Really? Oh my gosh, that's a cool name. Okay, so yeah, let's tell the listeners, the watchers a little bit about yourself. You're a professional wrestler based out of Iowa. That is so cool. Let's talk about that. Like, how did you get started in that, and what do you do exactly? Tell me a little bit.
I began training in March of 2021 with a company called Rugged Pro out of Marshalltown, Iowa. And I trained there for about 6-ish months. And then I had my first match in October of 2021. And that was in Fargo, North Dakota for a company called Time Bomb Pro.
Okay.
And that was really fun.
Fun.
And then, it's kind of just been a roller coaster since then.
It does look fun. I want to come to one of your shows or one of your matches sometime, but holy blood, man. Like, this is not the pro wrestling that I know, it's not Hulk Hogan or Jeff Jarrett or anything like that. It is freaking bloody and violent. And I mean, I kind of like that, but is the blood real? I need to know.
Yes.
Is it? Okay.
It is 100% real.
Wow. So you get hurt doing this, like really actually hurt.
Yeah.
What's
usually not injured, but definitely hurt. It takes a little bit of recovery, but we try to do what we can to keep it as safe as possible.
In your social media, you post a lot of pictures from your fight. What do you call it? A fight or a match? What do you call it?
It's a wrestling match.
A wrestling match. Okay. You post a lot of pictures, very bloody. One of them is like somebody breaking a light bulb over your head and like putting it in your forehead. Oh, and that's real. Oh my goodness. So do you leave these matches needing stitches and stuff, or what?
I actually just got stitches for the first time a couple of weeks ago.
Oh my gosh. Where? What happened?
It was here in Des Moines. I wrestled a man named Remington Roar.
Okay.
And it was really just a freak accident. He threw a light bulb over my back pretty early on in the match, and it hurt pretty bad, but that's something that I've done so many times and that we've all done so many times. It's not something that usually gets an injury like that, but I was like, oh wow, that hurt. But a couple minutes later, the ref pulled me aside during the match. It was like, hey man, you okay? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm good. And he's like, nah dude, are you okay? And I was like, well, just don't bring it up again until we get through this.
I mean, I imagine there's a lot of adrenaline pumping through you and stuff. And so in the moment, you probably don't even really realize what's going on. Yeah. I go on my friend's show once in a while in Ireland. It's a wrestling podcast called Cheap Heat Productions. So we all went to WrestleMania together and stuff this last year and stuff. But there's not very much blood in that kind of. So how does what's your division or your branch or whatever, and how does it compare to what we all know, like the WWE, for instance? What's the difference between what you do and what they do?
Well, I still do that sort of professional wrestling. That's still how I trained and everything. Okay. You really got to learn the basics before you can take it any further than that. Deathmatch wrestling is definitely not for everybody.
Is that what it is? It's called deathmatch wrestling then?
Yes.
Okay. That's a whole different subculture of professional wrestling. What do you have coming up? What shows do you have coming up? Where I see you travel all over the US. So what do you have coming up?
Right now, the only thing announced that I have is Las Vegas on January 27th. I believe.
Okay. I'll post it. I'll look it up and I'll post it on the thing.
Thank
So
you.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So coming up January, you've got Las Vegas. What's that show called?
Yep.
Or
That is MidDeath Pro presents
okay.
Suicide Dive. It'll be our first time traveling outside of Iowa. All of our other shows have been here in Des Moines.
Cool.
So we're really excited to bring that across the country a little bit and show it to new people.
That's awesome. How often do you do it? I'm just curious because I might want to check one out sometime.
We run in Des Moines every few months. It really just depends. We will be back there in February.
Okay, cool. And so people can check you out like on Instagram or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
You can check out MidDeath Pro on Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube. You can catch our past 3 shows.
Oh, nice. You can watch your past 3 shows. That's cool. All right. Get ready, people. It's a bloody good time. So, all right.
It's definitely not for everybody, but
it's
for the
not
people
for
that enjoy
everyone.
it, it's a spectacle.
I think it's awesome, actually.
We appreciate that.
It's weird and wonderful, and that's what I like. So, great. All right. Let's dive into, Stephen Colbert, he has this list of 15 questions, and apparently, you answer these 15 questions and people will really find out a lot about you. So you want to dive in and do that with me?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Okay. So question number 1, Keaton Stoneburner, what's the best sandwich?
I would have to go with beef brisket, probably.
Oh my God.
I'm a big brisket fan.
Oh, I'm such a big brisket fan too. And that wasn't even on my radar. That's great. That's a good one. Love it.
Yeah.
So, okay. Number 2, what is one thing you own that you should really throw out?
Probably like old candle jars, I would say. For some reason, I just don't throw those away.
Another great answer. That's same, because I'm always like, I could probably use this again. This is a great jar. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I could totally see that. Okay. Number 3, what is the scariest animal? This is a tough one. I mean, there's a lot of scary animals.
It definitely depends on the atmosphere, I guess.
It does. It totally does. Yes. Like it depends on.
But I would say monkeys can be pretty scary.
Monkeys. Yes. I'm
gonna go with gorillas.
Gorillas. Okay. So I mean, monkeys, gorillas, they're all like primates. They can be really freaking scary. Yeah. That's a good one.
Huge.
And they look so much like people, like with their human-y fingers and stuff. Yeah. That's good. Okay. Number 4, apples or oranges?
I'm gonna go with apples.
Good, because that's the right answer.
I like apple flavored things a lot more than orange flavored things.
Apples are just so much more versatile, I think, than oranges. You can put apples in anything. I feel like that's the way to go, pretty much. Have you ever asked anyone for their autograph?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Can you remember a time?
Oh yeah. Any professional wrestler that is on the indie scene currently that pretends like they didn't once ask other wrestlers for their autographs or we were all wrestling fans. That's the whole reason we do it.
Big time. Oh, do you know Jeff? Do you know Jeff Jarrett?
Of course, yeah.
I interviewed him for Cheap Heat a while back, a few months ago. Yeah. And I asked him some questions about the Spring Breakers movie, and apparently that went viral and ended up on lots of websites and magazines and stuff. He's a really nice guy. He's got a podcast too called My World. Yeah. Wow. Nice guy though. Number 6. This is a very philosophical. This is a big question. What do you think happens when we die, Keaton?
I'm hoping it's just the big sleep, just eternal peace and rest.
Yeah, that's
I'm tired.
I'm tired too, but I'm not ready to go yet. So
yeah,
and same. You're not either. You have a lot more wrestling matches to do. So yeah. By the way, there's a lot of crazy deaths and stuff in wrestling. Like a lot of weird, I like to cover stories like that. So don't end up on my podcast for that.
I will not.
It'd be good. Okay. Oh, this is a good one for you. What's your favorite action movie?
I don't know. I don't watch a lot of action movies, so that's a tough one.
Me neither. I don't watch a lot of action movies. I was thinking, how about Over the Top, the arm wrestling movie? Maybe you'd like that one. I don't know.
Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift would probably be
that's a good that's a really good one. Yeah. Oh, this is a good one for a wrestler. What's your favorite smell?
Definitely not wrestling locker rooms.
No, definitely not.
Candles in general. I really like candles.
Me too. Candles are great. Okay, so but what is your least favorite smell? So maybe that's where wrestling comes into play.
Yeah, I would say wrestling locker rooms.
Like there's like a wrestling locker room, a wrestling mat after guys have been not good. Not good at all.
Also, wrestling fans. No offense if any wrestling fans are watching that.
Wrestling
but some
fans
of you should really check out some deodorant. Yes.
Oh my God, that's so funny. You've had
Not
some
all of them.
smelly fans.
Yes.
That's great. Okay, yes, wrestling fans, use your deodorant if you're gonna give Keaton hugs. Yeah. Okay, water, flat or sparkling?
Definitely flat. I'm not a huge carbonated water fan.
Yeah. I'm on the fence, really. So, okay, what's the most used app on your phone?
Probably Twitter, unfortunately.
Twitter.
I scroll Twitter endlessly too much.
A lot of people have that issue. I do a lot of social media, but Twitter is one I should be doing more of it, really. So, but yeah, okay. Okay, you get to listen to one song for the rest of your life. What is it?
I'd probably go with Free Bird by Leonard Skinner.
Free Bird. That's a good one. Free Bird. That's the one everybody always wants. Yeah, that's a good one.
I feel like that's a good song for just about any mood.
Yeah, it is. It really is, because it starts off a little slower. And yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Let's see. I gotta think about this one for a second. Okay. What number am I thinking of?
36.
No.
Was I close?
No.
I tried.
Okay. Describe the rest of your life in 5 words.
Hectic. Fun. Exhausting. Adventurous. And probably violent. Consensually, at least.
Consensually violent. I love that. I've never heard those 2 words put together. Consensually violent. That's great. I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, your answers were really outside the box. So I learned a lot about you in these 15 questions. Actually, you're not just a pretty face. You're not just a pretty professional wrestler. You're a lot deeper than that. So yeah. So do you have a day job?
Yes.
Yeah. What can I ask? What do you do?
I'm a product photographer.
That's so cool. Oh,
yep.
That's very cool. Okay. So what's the craziest product you've had to photograph, or like most interesting, or that surprised you the most?
I mostly photograph pictures of like radiators and other various like semi parts, so it's nothing really too exciting.
Okay.
But once in a while we'll get like funny like pendants that people like bolt to like the top of their hoods.
Oh, cool.
And there's like very like there's one that had like a bulldog with like a huge sword going through his mouth, and I was like, that's pretty cool. They're really expensive badass. Too. I was like, wow, I can't believe people spend this much to bolt like a bulldog on the front of their semi.
Wow, that is pretty badass. I've never met a product photographer before, so that's pretty interesting. Do you actually physically have the product and it's in one of those like white box things? And you like have the light box and stuff?
Yep.
Super cool. I like it. And you're in the Des Moines area in Iowa?
Yep, correct.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
My
yeah.
social media is at kstoneb, like KSTONB on Instagram and Twitter.
Yes. Okay. I'll put a link to that too, so people can find you and follow you.
Just stay up to date on the MidDeath Pro social medias. There's going to be a lot of really cool stuff coming up within the next few months over there, and we're all really excited to put that out and see what comes from it.
That's super awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming on, and
yeah, for sure.
Have a great night.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
you too as well. Thank you so much.
Yep. Bye-bye.
See ya.